Alright guys, well this one's coming to us from Insider New Jersey. Progressive groups rally at the State House for a millionaire's tax, written by Fred Snowflake. He's a columnist. I believe that is Sue Altman. She is the new head of Jersey Working Families. She replaced Anna Lilia Mejia, who went to work for, I think, Bernie Sanders, if memory serves me correctly. Either way, she'll be back soon. I used to work for the organization. Just whose side are Democratic leaders in the legislature on? That was one of the provocative questions Monday morning, when a number of liberal groups rallied outside the State House in support of raising income taxes on millionaires. The governor supports a millionaire's tax, and polls show a majority of voters do as well. Public support is no real surprise. It's human nature to support taxing other people, and most people, of course, do not earn $1 million a year. Governor Phil Murphy speaks of tax fairness when he talks about increasing the rate on those earning $1 million a year from the current 8.9% to 10.75%. There's also the not so insignificant fact that a higher tax would raise close to $500 million apparently in that revenue. That was on the mind of Jeff Tittle, who heads New Jersey's Sierra Club. He said more revenue may stop cuts to the Department of Environmental Protection budget. He said that New Jersey, a millionaire's tax is an environmental issue. Of course, like that's the thing about these organizations and groups. If the Sierra Club is about the environment, so thusly they're going to sit there and cry about the environment. Working families is for, but they're going to cry about working families. Like that's kind of just like the way these things go. Deal is that honestly, tax cuts. Spending cuts are what's necessary. We just saw the price tags that was going out for EDA positions. You know, we're talking about like over $250,000 a year, and then six figures for other folks. You know, and I'm not saying it's making six figures is wrong, but if you're in the public sector, like that's the thing. Like the assembly folks, right? They make $50,000 a year in the assembly, but many of them have other positions in different jobs and stuff, you know? So you're a director over here, and that job has about like, you know, let's say that job comes in at $150K. So boom, now you're making $250,000. All right. And then, oh wait, I can get on a chair over here, and that brings in about $20K. Okay. So boom, just quick stack. You see what I'm saying? Like that's how our elected officials operate. So, you know, they can sit there like just like with Congress about to have its own pay raise. They can raise their own pay whenever they want, because guess what? It's just tax money to them. It's amazing. It really is. That was on the mind. Senate President Steve Sweeney and Assembly Speaker Craig Coughlin opposed the tax. Here's where the politics get interesting. Back when Republican Chris Christie was governor, the legislature, with Sweeney still leading the Senate, passed a millionaire's tax, only to see the governor veto it. So why would Sweeney and other Democrats not support it now? Could it be that years back, Sweeney and others were pandering to the more left-wing faction of the party? He'd support the tax to please the left, knowing that Christie would veto it. Now that the governor represents the more liberal wing of the Democratic Party, Sweeney can no longer have it both ways. Sweeney, at times, has said the so-called Trump tax cuts are influencing his thinking. His point is that limiting the federal deduction for state and local taxes to $10,000 can greatly impact the wealthy, who are prone to live in lavish homes, and this being New Jersey, pay much more than $10,000 a year in property taxes alone. It's a plausible argument, although worrying about multimillionaires is not normally a Democratic concern. And as well as was pointed out Monday, the federal tax changes, which reduce tax rates, can benefit the wealthy as well. There was a bad omen for the gathering, light rain and chilly temperatures for June, but led by an energetic Sue Altman. I told you that was her, the head of New Jersey Working Families. About half a dozen speakers talked about the need to increase taxes on millionaires, and more importantly, perhaps, to hold Democratic legislators accountable. A letter in support of the tax was signed by more than 100 groups. Okay, congratulations. But the organizers promised their campaign would be far more active than writing a letter. They said they wanted an up or down vote in the legislature on a bill to raise taxes on millionaires, and that they would escalate their efforts in the coming weeks. This sounds like fun, but when you put aside the rhetoric, you can see a compromise coming. Recall that Murphy wanted a millionaire's tax last year as well, and the compromise raised taxes only on those earning more than $5 million a year. So how about lowering that threshold to $3 million? And that's probably what's going to happen. You know, like I mean, they because they're trying to slowly increment more. But deal is that the conversation should really be around spending cuts and just the excess. Like I mean, Sweeney himself had recently spoken on the inefficiency of the local governments. You know, I mean, like the fat really needs to start getting trimmed, man. And if you look at our what's the name? If you look at our legislatures or our politicians, trust me, fat is in a lot of supply. I mean, it's so much fat, so much fat. Oh man, so with that being said, what do you think of a millionaire's tax? Personally, I'm just like, you know what? More tax cut, just spending cuts. It's time for spending cuts. It's time to trim the fat. That's where I'm at with it. Honestly, I'm just tired of the term taxes just being tossed out. Like, oh yeah, we gonna keep hitting them up, hitting them up, hitting them up, hitting them up. Oh, they're millionaires. It doesn't matter. Like, yo, more money, more problems, my G. Okay, I'm liquid right now. You see what I'm saying? But let me know what you think, guys. That's. I'm sorry. My mom died today. Well, she didn't die today. She died last week, but we just buried her today. And I still got that on my mind a little bit. But, the world continues to TikTok and got these millionaires and these groups who genuinely couldn't care less. Their whole thing is just being nonprofits and fundraising for the most part. I mean, that their solutions aren't real solutions. Their solutions don't bring our families back. Their solutions don't change the circumstances in our communities and in our neighborhoods. At least those of us that live in the urban places that they so desire to just wipe their behind with. So, with that being said, guys, like the video if you like it, or dislike it. You know me, I'm tough. I can take it. Share, because sharing's caring. If you enjoy my fantastic voice, toss me a sub and comment. Let me know. What do you think of a millionaire's tax? I really would like some feedback from you guys. And until the next one.